Finally, I'm in business, Netgear business. This is a managed 10 gigabit Ethernet switch. So inside you got a power cord, you got another power cord, that's cool, so international power cord, and you've got a mount if you want to rack mount it. And this is the big boy. This is, check out how much ports there is, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way 16. Combo port has also SPF connection. I'm going to be using 10 gigabit Ethernet to wire up my house. That's why I got this switch. So it immediately turns on, and decibel rise, it's around 43 decibels. That being said, you can hear it. It's a very loud noise. It's not extremely loud like a server room, but it's still loud. So I recommend, I guess, hiding it in a closet. So I guess the first thing I'd like to do is connect it to my Mac. Right now, I'm using one of these Thunderbolt 3 adapters to connect to my NAS drive. I think what I want to be doing is using this Netgear as a medium for my NAS. For my NAS, my internet, my security cameras, and because it's managed, I can direct which switches talk to each other. So I guess I wouldn't want my security camera accessing the internet and uploading my videos to whatever server it normally uploads to. So I want to limit those kind of devices. So first up, I'll connect my NAS to the ProSAFE, and the lights do come up. Now I'm going to connect my computer to the switch and see if I can get my computer talking to my NAS drive. We got lights and we got lights, perfect. And look at that. I can still access my NAS directly via this Netgear. So nothing's actually changed on my setup. And speed-wise, I'm getting 350 writing and 550 reading, which is the right speed for me. I'm using RAID 6 on only 5 or 6 drives, so that's the speeds I currently get. So now I want to see how to access the management software inside this. On the manual, it says I need to install the ProSAFE Plus configuration utility file, and it's Windows only. So over in Netgear support, I found the device on there, and in downloads, I can see that there is actually a Mac version of the discovery tool as well as a firmware. So I'm just going to download all these tools and try them out. And that's the tool. I'll put it in my applications folder. So when you first launch the tool, it asks you if you want to connect via the wireless connection or wired. I'm going to use the wired one. There you go. That was easy. Alright, so there's two ways to access the switch. One is by connecting it to your router, your Wi-Fi router, and it'll automatically assign an IP address. The other way to access it off network is to go into System Preferences, Network, and then go to the connection, click on Advanced, and then configure it manually. And you need to give your computer the IP address of 192.168.0.210 and a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. There you go, boom. And as soon as I apply that, I'll be able to go to the IP address of the utility, so Netgear, search, and I should be able to access that port now. And by default, the initial password is just password, boom. So we're now in the admin configuration of the managed switch. And of course, if you just plug it into your Wi-Fi router, the IP address will be assigned from the router. You can customize it using that and access it directly via the router. So that's how I currently have it set up. I'm actually using more advanced setup right now. I'm using something called pfSense, which is a firewall that acts as my DHCP server, and that's the one that assigns the IP address. But nonetheless, you plug it in and you can access the IP address. And this is the management console. Now the magic of this router and the way I use it is if you go into VLAN and then advanced, you can see all the ports that are plugged in, so up to 16 ports, and you can have several different VLAN IDs, and they're just groups that can talk to each other. So for example, in my VLAN group number 1, that's VLAN number 1 here, I say that port 1 can talk to 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then in group number 2, I can say port 1, switch up to group 2 right now, port 1 can talk to number 5, and 13, 15, and 16. So I've enabled the one that's connected on the 5th port to not be able to talk to port number 14. yeah, that's kind of it. Pretty much a managed router. All it means is that you control which communication ports talk to each other. So I've been using this system for a long time now. Yeah, I actually unboxed this last year. I've been using this for almost 6 months, and I gotta say, it's not actually as useful as I thought it'd be. Like, I thought having a managed switch would be amazing and that's what I needed, but I kind of discovered that I don't really use the management feature that much. I mean, for the sake of it, I've just got one guy. Like, for example, I liked originally not having my TV plugged into my computer and my NAS and all that stuff. And I still don't want it to be plugged into my NAS, or maybe I do. But anyway, the point is, I ended up wanting to cast from my computer to my TV. So I ended up having to have the networks open to each other. So in theory, the TV can access my computer. So I need to run a firewall on my actual computer to stop these connections happening and have a bit more control there. So it wasn't as advanced as I would love it to be. Like, for example, if it was more advanced where I could actually route out the traffic, for example, not have certain port ranges or certain connections happening, that would be amazing. But it's just a simple, dumb interface that allows you to just open and close the ports. So what I kind of use at the moment is something called a firewall, pfSense. Maybe I'll do a tutorial video on how I set it up. And that guy allows me to stop IP addresses on the internet being connected, so I can block out all of these potential spyware and all that kind of spam. I can actually see all the network connections going out into the wild, and I can block ports, and I can have a bit of advanced configuration. For example, I can limit the speeds of certain devices. For example, I can make my NAS, for example, have a limit of 10 megabits a second, whereas I can have my computer having super fast internet, and I can have, other people having slow internet. I can mess with people's internet speeds at my leisure. So I kind of find that a firewall system is more useful, but nonetheless, it was for the money. I got it on a deal, got it from Umartin. They had a really good deal on. It was good price. It runs pretty well. It's been working non-stop, just pretty much goes like a beast. One thing I do not like though is the noise. So you need to really just store it far away from you because you can hear it. It's audible distance. I'm gonna try maybe taking out a fan. I'm not sure if I will do that, or at least putting it in a server box and hopefully that will reduce the noise, or just stick it in the attic where no one can hear it. But overall, it works really well. The speeds is pretty much like I'm plugged in directly over 10 GBE. Haven't noticed a reduction in speed. It works well and it's easy to configure. So hope you guys found this video useful. Yeah, networking. Amazing stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and most importantly, hope you guys enjoyed the show.